Hey everybody, Jay and Manion here for the IFBB Pro League interview series powered by NPCNewsOnline.com. I am here with IFBB Pro League wellness competitor Jacinda Sharkey from Australia.
Hey guys.
How are you?
I am good. For me right now, just grinding same old work, training at the moment, most days. I'm just keeping busy as much as I can, but really good, really grateful.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to interview you is I've said to everybody, I feel like you're the unknown wellness pro.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just since like everything that's last happened, I was really thankful for, how the show went about, and that it even, was able to, get announced, and I mean even happen in general. And then pretty much just the timing of it straight after like 2 days and things like that. Then we obviously had our lockdown and everything went just haywire since then for the whole entire universe and stuff. But,
Right. Yeah, so for everybody that doesn't know, Jacinda was in, they canceled the Arnold Australia Pro, but they had the Arnold Amateur Australia. And that's where you got the overall and qualified for the IFBB Pro League. And then, like you said, a couple of days later, the whole world shut down.
Yes.
And there was kind of like, I mean, really nothing else to do, nowhere to go. And I know everybody knows the other four Brazilian competitors that qualified in Colombia and at the Arnold Amateur in the United States. But I want to get to know you, get to know that there is someone else out there.
Yes. Yeah. So I was the 5th in the universe. And so first one in Australia. Hopefully there is another show this season B. So there will be, another one representing Australia. But yes, Australia's very first wellness. So super thankful. Absolute category made for me. Something I've always very much loved. Like I've always idolized the girls overseas, and then just the overall look and how they looked, and I'm definitely a legs and booty person. So, but yeah, definitely a model.
Yeah. Now you started out in what, bikini or figure?
I actually started competing my first show 5 years ago, but I built myself up. It was definitely bikini. But I've always loved training legs. Like legs has always been, something I had a little bit more. I love the challenge of it. Like, so it was something like when I did train legs, it was just, it was a mental challenge for me, but it was something that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge of it. I enjoyed the pain of it. So I definitely did build up. Sorry, I need to like refresh my words again. So I do stuff that up. Like so much on my mind. Sorry, JM.
It's okay.
Just a retake on that. If you can like answer me, could you answer that question again? Sorry.
I said you actually started in bikini, correct? Before you, that was your first division. So you've really bikini, figure, and then into wellness, right?
Yeah. So for me, when I first competed about 5 years ago, I started off in bikini, and then went into fitness, and then basically I just become obsessed ever since then. So when I did my first bikini comp, I was like, nah, all right, I want to step it up a notch. I want to get a little bit bigger, and then have always idolized the girls overseas in Brazil, and just their physiques are phenomenal, and I've always loved training legs. I remember even when I was training about 7 years ago, when I first started in the gym, I had no idea what I was doing, but I'd always just do leg extensions and just like all the group fitness classes and things like that. But I was just always obsessed with like the way my legs looked. So thankfully over time, it's all paid off. And then when wellness was announced last year, that's when I first entered. And from then on, I was just like, all right, this is my category. Like this is something that.
Yeah, now you were competing
because I've never really been big up or top,
Right.
Just to do. So it was something that kind of suited my physique, a lot more, and had a little more potential in. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you started competing, you weren't competing in NPC Worldwide. You were doing some other things. So and then when you heard this, that's whenever you made the switch. The best switch you ever made, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. hands down, yes. Made the switch last year, and like best decision. I was definitely scared. I think, you know, when you just want to take that leap and you just, you know, you have those first like, oh, what if, like, what if I'm good enough, whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, when I finally did do it, I started doing all the, you know, that we had our group posing classes and things like that. I knew a lot of the girls already in IFBB, and, you know, just immediately just fell in love and just felt really welcomed. And best decision I ever made. And sometimes you do, like, you just got to step out of your comfort zone and make that leap, because otherwise you never know. And you don't have those regrets and think, you know, like, oh, maybe I should have done this, whatever. So took that leap, and that's the best decision ever.
Yeah. Okay. So let's give people a little background on you. How old are you now?
So I turned 24 in May.
So when you first started competing, you were what, like 19? That's when you first.
Yeah, I think I was about 17 going to 18.
Okay.
My first one. Yeah. That's crazy looking back at now. It's just, how fast the time's gone. It's just crazy. So 24, I run my own business, and I work full-time personal training. So I run about 50 to 60 sessions a week, and generally, like, Monday, like for me, Monday to Friday, and sometimes Saturday's just like routine, constant, like clockwork, like it's just back-to-back sessions. And then I usually get my session in during the afternoon. And then for me, like, weekends is just when I like to have my own time and just go hardcore on my own training sessions and take my time and things like that. But what I do now, I really live and breathe the health and fitness industry, and I love helping people. And yeah, I wouldn't consider doing anything else. Like, this is my thing. Yeah.
Now, did you play any sports when you were younger?
Not particularly. Like, I did do a lot of like cross countries and runs, and I did do a bit of sport, but I did start going to the gym and started my like routines and things like that probably in grade 10. That's when I kind of started to like, yeah, I kind of just started, I fell in love with it then. And I found for me, like, weirdly enough, I was in a weird spot in my life, and I never really fit in school. So for me, like, when I started going to the gym back in grade 10, it was kind of like my own little outlook that made me feel comfortable with myself. And I felt like it was just something like, you know, for me to kind of just get away from everyone and, you know, just have time to myself, just focus on me. And it was something that just kind of released those endorphins. And, you know, like, I didn't feel judged at the gym. I would just go there, just happily just do my own thing. I would be like in there for like 2-3 hours, not knowing what I was doing.
That was your safe zone, right? That was like your safe zone, going to the gym.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was something that just for me to kind of separate from all the other kids at school, and like just to kind of, yeah, just to work on me, just to work on myself. And I was never like a party person back in school. Like, everyone my age was just like, you know, going out drinking and getting on drugs and like whatever and stuff like that. And I was just, yeah, I was never one of those. I never fit in. And I was just, yeah, I was kind of like an outcast, I guess. I always had like the one best friend at school. And even after a while, I got like that obsessed with probably like grade 11 and 12. I kind of even started to separate myself from her and the boyfriend I had at the time. And I was really just making excuses to blow them off just so I would go to the gym. Like, I got that obsessed. And then at the time, I was in TAFE, and I was actually studying to be a beautician. And I fell out of it. I think maybe just the girls that were in it and the vibes, I just started to kind of was like, you know, I love gym so much. I gotta work in it. I gotta do a profession in the health and fitness industry. And that from then I knew, and I was like, yeah, this is my calling. This is my thing. Like, it's, yeah, absolute obsession. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. When you're you're training legs, do you ever train with guys and then you bury them because you're so much better than them?
Yeah. I think everyone knows me. I think they know me for like my leg sessions and things like that. And like people who I knew and who are going to train with me, they're like, oh, watch out, you better have it like Amber on, like Cool Bar and stuff like that, because I do like to go hard on my sessions. And I hate even like wasting a leg session. Like, every session I do, I feel like it is a stepping stone closer to, you know, working on my physique, getting it better and better and better. So like, if I choose my time wisely to spend that with someone, or like, you know, I'm like, okay, we got to go hardcore. Like, it's 100% or nothing. And I find generally for me, I like to probably train with guys better just because that pushes me naturally to kind of lift a little bit more weight. And, you know, like, I don't like to come and prissy around and be all girly and stuff like that. Like, I would say I train like an animal. Like, I train to be so, like, so I probably do get along better training with guys. Like, and I'm comfortable saying that. So, like, yeah, I don't mind. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So has there ever been a guy that you train with, and when he was done, you were done, and he was like, okay, never again. I just can't do
all the time.
with you.
All the time. Yeah.
All the
time.
Like,
they don't realize. Like, they really don't realize until like we actually do the session, and then we'll probably be like 20 minutes in, and they're just like, fuck this. Like, what the hell? I'm like, we're just getting warmed up. I'm like, let's go. But yeah. Sunday's on the weekends, like Sunday's like my heavier hardcore session. It's like my biggest session, and I'll probably be training legs for about, you know, a good 70 to 90 minutes almost. Sometimes an hour, just depends. It really just depends on how I feel for the day. But usually I just like to go in there. You know, sometimes I feel a little bit nervous even when I go, I'm going to do a big session and train myself. Like, I know I have to put in 110% because, like, if I walk out of the gym and I feel like I haven't done enough, I'll be annoyed with myself. So
right.
I need to, like, mentally prepare myself and then make sure I deliver. And then for me, like, Monday to Friday, like, when I do my other sessions during the week, it's generally, you know, like, conditioning work, a little bit more high repetition stuff. And then I'm trying to get legs in pretty much almost every second day right now. Yeah. So it's definitely good. It's definitely working.
When the gyms closed down there, what did you do? Where did you work out? Did you do stuff at home?
Oh yeah.
What was going on?
The crazy timing of it. So yeah, when it happened, straight after I took out my title for Australia, you know, I was on such a crazy high from there. And then when I had to fly back to Brisbane, because that's where I'm located, everything got announced. Gym was closing 12 p.m. that Monday. So I was at Melbourne at the time for my last day, and I trained for like 3 hours or something that day. That last day, gyms were closing down. And then basically from there, I did stress out a bit for the whole entire week. I contacted all my clients. I was like, "Hi guys, like, what are you doing? What's the plan? What are you going to do?" You know, like, just to kind of touch base with everyone.
Right.
And then I was just like, okay, like, we don't know how long gyms are going to be closed for. Like, this is something that's been a part of my life for a very long time when I was in a dark spot. So to have that taken away, I was like, you know, like, I don't know. It was such a mixed emotion for me. Like, I finally felt like it was kind of coming back, and I felt like I was kind of, I don't know, I was back in that dark spot again. And so instead of me thinking, oh, okay, like, you know, just being a crybaby about it and just being upset and all that shit, I was like, all right, so I need to come up with a game plan. So what I did was basically after a week or so, once I touched base with everyone, I was like, okay, I basically just started to shop around, and I used a lot of my savings money and just got pieces of gym equipment, and then basically just turned my whole garage into a gym. Like, I had leg extensions, leg press, hamstring curls, dumbbells, bench press, back rows, chest press, like just all your basic, you know, the stuff.
Right.
So then that way I could still continue doing what I love with my clients, and you know, just keep progressing on myself as well and working on my weak points and things like that, because, you know, every day I don't want to waste, you know, 2-3 months of the year, which I could be growing and making progress. Yeah.
Right. Now, the one time I was ever in Australia in the last century, I was actually in Brisbane, and Brisbane always reminded me of Pittsburgh, where I live.
Yeah.
With the river and the city and everything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've actually never been to like Sydney or Melbourne or anything like that. So
totally different vibes. Hey, like, I've never traveled much myself, and that was definitely on the bucket list at the end of this year. If not, I'm definitely going to be next year, and I want to travel to the States, and I, you know, kind of want to explore a little bit more. But I definitely do love Brisbane. I'm a coast person. I'm not a massive city person, but I love the coast. I love the sunshine, and, you know, with Sydney and Melbourne, I've probably only really been a couple of times myself. But yeah, Sydney, Brisbane's where my heart is, and pretty stable here and things at the moment with work and stuff. So yeah, it's good.
Well, listen. So when you come to America, you're gonna have to come to Pittsburgh, and
Yes.
I'll throw out an invite so you can come train at the NPC Photo Gym, and we can do a video training series of you smashing leg at the NPC Photo Gym. What do you think?
I would like, it's a dream. It's a dream. I'm super, super keen. Like as soon as like borders and things are open and we're all good to go and we're safe to travel, I'm like planning my trip already. Like I actually just got my passport this year. So just so I can plan and be ready to travel and stuff. So I'm like ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah. So the invite is the invite is out there because that's the only way to get to the gym is to get invited. It's either by me or my friends. So
yeah, I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
It'll be so good.
Let's see if we could find somebody that you could train with. Like, I'd love to see you bury some guy.
Just give me like this some dude, some like strong man guy, or like another wellness girl that's like on my level that just goes hardcore as well. Yeah. Love it. That'll be good. It'll be exciting. Yeah.
So, what did your family think whenever you started? Number one, lifting weights in high school, and then eventually jumping into competitions, and then with you finally turning pro. What was their thoughts on that?
Yeah, so like I've never had my dad around. I think my last time I saw my dad was like when I was 6 or 7. But other than that, my mom's been my everything since day one. She's lived my rock and stuff. And I remember when I was back in school at first, we did have arguments. She was always like, Jacinda, all you do is go train, you know, like that's all you do, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, well, Mum, like at least I'm not going to parties, and you know what I mean? Like I would kind of have that argument with her. Like she didn't obviously understand at the time. And then it wasn't until like, you know, a couple of years or so, like I did do my first comp and my mum was there and she witnessed it and she watched it. She was just like over the moon for me. She was so proud. And like her whole perspective changed as well. And then I think she kind of understood like, you know, why I do it and why it's such a passion of mine. And then like even after like working in the fitness industry, like, you know, kind of just all ties them together. And yeah, like no questions asked, like she's been at every single show up until, you know, since I turned pro. She obviously just didn't get to come to my last show in Melbourne because of like the virus and stuff like that. But I mean, she was still there up until she drove me to the airport, and you know, I had her support and stuff like that. And then even when I took out, you know, the title, she was her and my coach. I was like the first people that called, and just so many emotions and things like that. It was just so overwhelming. It was good.
Well, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I've actually got 2 twin brothers, so completely different to me. They did like try gym, like training and things like that a couple of years ago, but obviously didn't last long. Probably just wasn't their thing, not as obsessed as what I was. But they're totally 2 different characters themselves. Like one is like really, really like OCD, super clean, super driven, and then the other one's like laid back, lazy, you know, gamer and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean they're both definitely different. But
now, where do you fall as far as the age ranges with your brothers?
Yeah, and we're like the low maintenance siblings, I guess. So, like I'll see them every once in a while, but we're still the same. We're still cool. So yeah, they know I do my thing, and then yeah, they happily do theirs. Yeah.
Now you've talked a couple times about your trainer. Tell us about your trainer.
Yeah, so my coach Anne-Marie Sharkey, she has been my coach pretty much since I did my first bikini comp, and she was always like my second mom. And I remember like meeting her back in the day, and I looked at her and I was like, wow, this lady's boss. Like she's cool. She's so cool. She's got so much experience all over the years. And I remember like idolizing her physique and her shoulders. I was just like, damn. I was like, she's so different. She's just.
Well, how did you meet?
I actually met her in her she had her own supplement store at the time, And then she was doing like, you know, supplements and then helping people with their like protocols and diets and things like that as well on the side, you know, just helping, you know, with their personal goals and stuff. So like beside a gym. And yeah, I ended up meeting with her because I heard that, you know, just from referral that she was a really good person. She was really straightforward, which I liked about her. She never sugarcoated anything, you know, like if you were crap and you were shit, like she would tell you, she's like, all right, we need to work on this, like stop sugarcoating, you know. She would just be straightforward to you, and I always like that. But yeah, like ever since then, I just always idolized her and just gotten close with her over time. She's always had my best interests at heart with like competing and business and health and things as well. So very comfortable with her, and yeah, she knows I adore her heaps. Yeah.
Okay, no, as far as gyms, you train at one gym? Do you train at several gyms? What do you?
Yeah, I do. So I find for me, I work at Good Life. I need for myself, when I do my sessions, I need to kind of have a break because this is like my office and I'm here so often that when I do my session, it's like on my days off that I'm not working, like I needed a day out of my office. So I will go train at Worlds, I'll go train at EMF, CBJs, like just a few different gyms around in the area just to kind of break it up for me and like the atmosphere and things like that. And you know, just to kind of change up my workouts as well with like the different equipment and stuff like that too. So yes, big yes, yeah.
Yeah. So when you came back from Melbourne from the Arnold Amateur, were the gym members all excited when they found out what you did?
Yeah, I had so many like beautiful messages. Like it was crazy. My phone just went off nonstop. As soon as I got off stage, obviously I called my mom, my coach. I actually, you know, I met up with everyone there, had all my photos. I packed my pre-workout, I packed my gym clothes, and I kid you not, straight after stage, I went straight to the nearest gym, which was Muscle City, like a really big known gym in Melbourne. And I went and did a gym sesh. I was like straight after, because I think for me, it's always been like a tradition to just train straight after comp. And, you know, that's where it all started. So I went straight there, had my tan on, I actually still had my bikini on, I had a robe on. I was like, I just got off stage and stuff, and let me go on the train. So I got dressed, and I just chucked my hair up, chucked my runners on, and then got straight in my session. Best, like, just, you know, just feeling so pumped, like best vibes. And then I was already getting people like, have photos with you and stuff like that. I was just like so overwhelming. It was good. And then I was like on my phone, I did my weight session, and then I went on the treadmill. So I thought I'd multitask to get through all these messages and stuff like that. And I was probably on there for like 70 minutes straight, just replying to like as many messages as I can, because I'm the type of person that like, I have to reply. I'll try to reply as much as I can. Otherwise it just mentally annoys me. So I was just in fluctuation of just so much support and from everyone. So yeah, I try to get back to heaps of people as I could.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, anybody else or any other companies that you'd like to give a shout out to, thanks to, or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest sponsors, CMJ, just for my supplements and my apparel. They're definitely the main guys that I think not just help me with, you know, the products and things that I do need, but also help me kind of be a better sponsored athlete as well, and just, you know, like how to promote better, and, you know, what I produce on Instagram and things like that. But they're definitely my main sponsors. And then obviously, you know, always a big thank you to just my mom and my coach, and just even the other people that are still like the backgrounds and the relationships that I do have and that I've built with over time. Yeah.
Well, it's good. Well, I'm actually looking forward to eventually meeting you in person.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah.
Yeah, having you come over to America, and like I said, getting you in the NPC gym.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. What's the gyms like there right now? Like, are they open or like?
It all depends on it's different, and I can't even say it's different in every state. It's sometimes different in every city. Here in Pittsburgh, the gyms are back open again. I mean, you have to have
Yeah,
social
that's good.
distancing, but I've been to some of these other cities for some of these other NPC and IFBB Pro League contests, and it's different in every different city, even in the same state.
Yeah,
Like what's happening in Reno, Nevada is different than what's in Las Vegas, Nevada. So
yeah.
it's more
I
local
think
ordinances. I mean, but
it's
most of them are
crazy.
open right
Yeah,
now. I think only a couple areas are shut down right now. So
yeah. I think it's just insane how much you know, you got to take back from this period that the whole world's gone through, and just how much, you know, it does affect us mentally. You know, I think, you know, for people's health, you know, not just physically, but just how they generally feel and things like that. You know, being able to go to the gym and have a routine and, you know, look after themselves and stuff. So it definitely
right.
makes you appreciate it a lot more. And I definitely have, since the gym's been opened back up. Like, I was the first one to go straight back to work. And, you know, I just touch wood. We don't have to go back and lockdown and things like that, because at the moment Melbourne's a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely does. I have a lot more gratitude for what I do now day to day. As much as sometimes I do have my days I feel like mentally like really exhausted and stuff, like I want to take it back. Like I love this so much, and it feels good. It's my thing. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you getting to do this, and if people are watching this, it is the middle of the night for me, but I will
Yes.
to get an interview, and I would do anything to get this interview. So
Yeah, I appreciate it.
it took me if people saw me calculating on the computer to figure out, okay, she said she can do this.
Trying to work at our times.
Yeah, and I'm just like trying to figure it out. Then the one night we figured out a time. I go, text me on WhatsApp when it's the correct time, so I knew what time to do.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like literally just between work now, so I schedule out an hour. So I was like, okay, just in case, I've got some extra time, and then I'm gonna go straight back to work tonight up until like 7:30 p.m. So yeah, it's so routine. But I really appreciate you. I appreciate it so much, and like it'll only just be hopefully not too long before I get to come travel overseas and explore a little bit myself. So
yes,
I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you are Australia's only wellness pro. You are the NPC Worldwide IFBB Pro League's only third overall wellness.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, you accomplished what you set out to do, which is, so this is great. And like I said, I want to get to know you, get to know that there are other competitors out there and everything else.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you know, so I'm glad we got to do this. So
I appreciate it. Yeah.
no, I'm not going to bed, but
You're a busy man. You've got work to do.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, everybody, this is Jay and Manion for the IFBB Pro League interview series powered by NPCNewsOnline.com. And Jacinda Sharkey for
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Sam.
Okay.